Hello?
Yes, greetings, beloved. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you.
Yes, tell me all about it. Tell me all about it, my love.
Yeah.
I am. Let me tell you something. I was just in meditation, connecting with your spirit guides. And I believe your father came through. I think that he came through last time. And he said
Yeah.
he wants you not to worry, that he wants you to understand that he always is in your best interest, or rather he's always in protection of you. Although many things may seem to go not your way, things is happening in divine order. Sometimes things gotta fall out of place in order to fall in place. But the main thing that your father wants you to understand is to have faith. If you begin to resonate, and I'm just flowing because this is what's been happening, right? And I'm gonna allow you to tell me, but just let me tell
Mhm.
you this, right? If you begin
Mhm.
to allow yourself, as I kept mentioning to you, just have faith, or rather just align yourself with your highest good, you will then now see the rewards of believing in thyself. Is what your spirit guides and your father is coming through saying. Just believing in thyself, understanding that the universe, if you have a good heart, if your heart is always pure, you don't do any wrong, all you want is justice, all you want is purification, all you're doing is striving to be better, the doors of opportunities and blessings will come for you. So you have to or rather begin to always resonating that. So when when as I looked at your name today, I said, "Oh, Tamiko." And then I remember that the post that you made about your son. I was very, very delighted to speak with you. So tell me all
Mhm.
about it. Yes. What's
Well, it's funny that you bring up everything Dad is
Yes.
talking about because it it I cannot explain. I cannot be thankful enough that we connected around the universe. That the universe brought us together. Um, I don't know if we were sisters or
Mhm.
family or something in the past life.
Possibly,
I
yes.
said it's fun. It's amazing how you came to me and put this energy within to make me bring out what I didn't know I had, that I could regain from all the
Ooh.
pain, from all the loss of losing my father,
Mm.
grandmother, and all that. It just what happened with my son as he healed and we walked through the hospital. When he got out of ICU, we got to walk through the hospital, and I just was like, I wasn't even messing around. Like, I went to go get these crystals from this store. It's called Full Moon Rising, and she's got a ton of stuff in there. But she had special necklaces and stuff and bracelets, and I brought him a jade bracelet, I believe it's called, the jade stone, and she had a book in there, and like she let me read through all the different things. So I got myself 2 bracelets and a chakra necklace along with 2 bracelets, and I think I went back the next week and got some scents. But she said peppermint oil. So she had it there, and I rubbed it on his temples while I was in ICU, and I prayed over him. And that day when I walked in, it was just like a bunch of chaos. It was the next day, we didn't know what to do far as they couldn't do surgery on the blood clotting and stuff like that. And so, so when I walked in at Tuesday, his dad was there, and of course hasn't really been participating in his health. That's the reason why we got a divorce. Was pretty much because of his religion, Jehovah's Witness. Back when I married him, I knew all I really knew about Jehovah's Witness. Was like when they knock on the door, y'all go hide, y'all go be quiet. You know what I'm saying? That's what Mom did back in the day.
Yes.
And so I was ignorant and he wasn't really practicing it when we were dating it together.
Yes.
And as soon as we got married, he started doing that, and then it felt like it was a stranger in my house. And I told him, I gave him 2 years, and he was doing other things that didn't correspond with this faith. He used it when he wanted to use it. You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed.
And so that particular day, I said, okay. I walked into you and they was overbearing. It felt like an overbearing. It was like, okay, we want to do this procedure, we want to perform a spinal tap. I was like, oh, well, I don't know. No to the spinal tap. And then his doctor just didn't care for him from the earth. I really like him, Dr. Delay. He came later in the room, but before then I said, y'all give me a minute. Give me a minute. Because I said, I need to be with my son a minute. So, and his dad was in the room. I can stay right here. I can hear. I said, I need a moment with my son. No, I can be right. I said, okay. And then so I walked out the door and I asked one of the nurses. I said, can you get security to get him, remove him? Well, you can't remove him unless you got a restraining order. So I walked down the hallway. My cousin called me. And we talked for a while. She said, calm down. And needless to say, the security guard found me, asked me what was going on. I explained everything. I said, I asked him to leave the room for 5 minutes where I have him alone to, pretty much pray with my son and rub the oil on him and have a serious prayer and just not have any other energy interrupting us in the room. And so came back in, and he pretty much got him out, the room and walked me on back. He went and left for the evening. He didn't even come back upstairs. So I was like, whatever, So just right there, having that restraint right there was something for me just to walk away from. Because for one, my son was in a room. I didn't want to argue in front of him.
Right.
So I got to pray with my son. Dr. Doley came in. It was a lot of miscommunication from the ER doctors because he had been having headaches prior to this, and we've been going to ER out at a different ER. They're the same company, but a different ER that's kind of closer to us. So, he said, well, let me get together and talk. We talked for a while, and he felt very guilty about what happened. I said, no, don't feel that way. We didn't know, or it was pretty much on them to, do the scan and find out. I don't blame you for anything. But he had just overhauled a major blood transfusion the night before. So it was just like, hold on, wait a minute, So needless to say, he went out there, came back in the room, shot me. I don't have a degree in doctoring or my nursing yet. I'm a super nurse. But he came and he said, no, the spinal tap is not a good idea. We're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and do the Coumadin and see if this reduces and break up the blood clots or dissolve down, because there were several on the brain, but what's affecting him was the most was the one in the central part of his brain and going, down the back of his, neck and stuff like that. That's what a major one was that was blocking the blood flow. So, I mean, even during the procedure, finding out, he pretty much had a stroke or whatever, even during the procedure, they sent another neurologist in there, and this guy was older, and my cousin had got out there, and, I mean, she was just on it like, wow, you know what? She just was on it. Like, she was just like, what could happen to prevent this? She shouldn't have not had to go through that the other day when y'all had him up in here, because it's like, Sunday night, he was cool. When they transported him, he was good. He was still talking and everything. But Monday, when I got in there, I was like, my son is drooling. What is going on? He was in poop. I got him cleaned up and everything. I went ham on me on Monday morning.
Yes.
And so, my cousin pretty much, went into all that with them. And then here comes his doctor. So I got to speak with them for a little bit. And then I left, because I had to go get my other son, and so my younger son, and so she got to finish talking to him, and he was, she was telling Joe, he pulled him aside. He was like, you might want to think about this. This was a growth, with him having the headaches and stuff for several weeks and stuff like that. They should have did this scan. He said it was no way, no excuse for them not to do this scan, just to check, even if his labs were good, with him having the sickle spell, and pretty much, he brought up the fact of, about legal action against, them being pretty much if it was is what he was telling my cousin, what she related to me, like, you might want to go just talk to a lawyer or something like that that's in that. So I was wondering, would that be a good idea, or should I just be humble to my heart and say, you know what, I'm good, my son's still here, he made pretty much almost a full recovery. They're going to work on that hand, it's kind of weak. And then they're going to work with his speech, right, because he was going to speech therapy anyway. So my thing is, should I pursue that, or should I just withdraw from that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just from what your spirit guides are saying when they said following your heart and having faith that all will go well, I will go with just following your heart and not pursuing with additional surgery or additional procedures if you're seeing that your son is,
I mean, as far as like legally, like seeking, like, a lawyer's intentions and possibly, doing or what have you,
I'm sorry, what was the last thing you said?
I guess, like, talking to a lawyer to see if there's, like, we all know there's medical negligence there, but it's like, well, I don't know, because I'm just really thankful that my son is back to me, he can talk to me and he can be himself. That's what I'm thankful for. That's what, giving me the strength and to say everything else just don't even matter. He's here right now. He's here back. He's walking with you. That's the energy that I felt. And even then, as I prayed over him and rubbed him down with peppermint oil all those days in the hospital, like, after the bath, rubbing down, and just all the positive things, all our positive memories from the day he was born, from when we went to a trip, and thinking about that and just putting on that, try to manifest, I guess it was manifesting that positive energy to give my son strength to heal.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
As I was rubbing him down, and it's just like, it's like that showed me right there, just my son doing that you definitely, like, that's definitely a miracle, and it's definitely people around you right now. Yeah, that's good for you. That's good to be around you, and then those that aren't, or those that try to bring negativity your way, just shy away from it. Just say, hey, I think that's not, whatever, because I had to kind of do that the other day with another family member. Like, I think that everything's going to be all right, blah, 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 this, blah, blah, blah. I just, it's like, let's chill on the negative route. It's like, now it's time to be, if my son could come out of this and show me a different way that everything else doesn't matter, life is what matters, is pretty much what that message conveys to me. Like, life is what matters, living, spirituality, being happy.
Uplifting,
Yeah. And so I'm just thinking, like, as far as, my cousin was like, well, anything else, I mean, definitely, but I'm just thinking, like, is that a good idea or not, to consult a lawyer over the medical negligence, or just leave it lay?
Here's the deal, right? First and foremost, if you go that way, it's going to take a lot of energy, right? So you got to ask yourself, do you want to exert that type of energy towards completing that process, right? Second of all, I'm going to tell you honestly just what is coming to me. Second of all, is like, if you do go through with that, you're gonna be somebody out of many people that is making them an example, right? You don't do stuff like that, because in any event, it could have cost my child's life, but it didn't, because had this powerful energy with you, and you actually performed the miracle. Had you not been the person that you are, then I don't know how that situation would have turned out. That's second. Third, you gotta look at it like this. Let me tell you something. Jews sue my people for little things. White folks sue people or companies for little things. You get what I'm saying? Right. Other companies, I mean not companies, but other races, they sue you. They will sue you. You know why? You know why they will sue you? Because you could have made a mistake. And here in America, it's not about making mistakes. You got to get it right. So in any event, I do see your I do see your view, your standpoint. But in any event, if I'm just trying to see how it will turn out. I'm just connecting with spirit guides and seeing how it may turn out. What they're saying is more than likely you may have a case, but that's not definite, only because nothing really happened. You can bring about a lawsuit, but what happened? Nothing. In a sense. Right. I'm just saying, in a sense. So
they're going to say he healed, quickly, or he's not, he was in ICU and this and that and had to go through this, that, and the third. Yeah, you can get, there was damage done, but he's healed. That's the miracle within, and I just don't.
Well,
at first I was like, yeah, in the hospital I was thinking like, yeah, I'm leaning that way because it's people getting on my nerves, but after talking to his doctor and taking care of him for years now, it kind of brought about a peace within, and I was just like, it is what it is. I have my son, and that's what I'm thankful for at the end of the day. It's not about money come and go, it just, and, I just don't want to mess with that necessarily, because that was just, a miracle, and I don't want to, say, all right, well, it's a miracle happened. Let me go ahead and be greedy, because I'm not.
It's not about being greedy though. It's about they did mess up. They messed up.
Mm-hmm.
They messed up.
Yeah,
that's they messed up. That's like you gotta. Sometimes people see that's what's wrong with black folks. We too nice. You understand? Like, what it is you messed up during the procedure. You don't know exactly. I will recommend that you look more into it and see if you have a case. If you do have a case, then go forth with it. If you don't, then just leave it alone. But in any event, them messing up at your child being what? How old is he? 5 or something?
He's 9.
9
years. He could
have
been in a vegetable state. Yeah. It wasn't even. All they could do was accumulate it. And if that wouldn't have worked, I would have lost my son. Point blank, period. I would have lost him.
You would have lost him.
Or let's not say the accumulating, but let's say the spirituality, having that faith there within myself, he's going to come back. He's moving, so that's communicating right there that he's, something, what I'm saying, going on.
I definitely, but in any, he's 9 years old now. Shoot, you never know. When he gets 15, oh, Mom, my lower back hurts. Or, oh, Mom, something hurts. And then you don't know what's hurting, because when he was 9 years old, everything went well. So this is what I'm telling you. Yes, everything went well, but they made a mistake. And that mistake that they made, you don't know if in the near future it would affect him, his physical state. That's the reason why I'm saying, black folks, first of all, nothing went well, I still got my son, move on. No, you can't. Sometimes you can't just move on situations like that. Look into it. I would recommend that you look into it only if you have the energy to do so, because it is going to be a very long process. If you are thankful, and I will be feeling the same way. Hey, I'm thankful I got my son. He's still living with me.
Mhm.
He's still here. He's still breathing. He's recovering. But guess what? He recovered only because you had your angels with you. Your angels was
Mhm.
on guard. You had the warriors with you. You had, the
Right.
spirit realm, and you was in good favor. Had you been all over the place, and again, like you said, the energy was right. Had you been all over the place, had his father still been there, you would have been back and forth battling between God and demon, and the energy would have bounced off of your son, in the state where he was at. He was in a very weak state, and you resurrected him. You got to look at the bigger picture. So in any event, it's like, well, shoot, if that didn't happen, then yeah, he would have probably, something worse would have happened. No, that's not that.
Mhm.
It's I would just look into it briefly, and if you do have a case, because again, we shouldn't take stuff like that lightly, and I know you're not, but if you can make an
Mhm.
example out of, you made a freaking, you could have paralyzed my child.
Yeah. Exactly. He could have been worse off. That's why when we went Monday to the doctor, I'm like, this is a miracle. I thought he was gonna come up here in a wheelchair.
See?
I mean, and I'm like, yeah, definitely.
I would speak to his main doctor, and just get some background insight, on it, to see how, because again, yes, that it's his main doctor, but he's not going to go into details, because again, he has a side that he has to resonate with. He chooses to be on the medical side. Yes, he is there to do his job. That's all he's there. He's not your friend. He's there to do his job. I would, just because you have that,
but I don't think it would necessarily fall on him, because it will probably fall on the ER side of it, because bringing him in, 3 different times, and them just brushing it off like, oh, it's just, it's this and that going around, and I'm telling them headaches in school where he has to lay down and stuff like that. And needless to say, for that doctor that did relate that, message to my cousin, like, I can't say this in front of them, but he was an older doctor, and he, kind of pulled her aside. She told me what happened and stuff. And so, if it was my child or grandchild, like you said, I would be, seeking legal advice. What.
So then if he said, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was just trying to say, not more so with him. I'm saying he is a doctor. However, he's not going to tell you as much. That right there, where he told your cousin, you got to read between the lines. You have to read between the lines. You get what I'm saying? And that's the most, and that's what I'm saying. He's not your friend. That's the most that he will tell you. He already mentioned it to you. He already said it.
And that was the neurologist. That wasn't like the sickle cell doctor, but like I said, it was message misconveyed to the sickle cell hemot doctor that takes care of him. To take care of the sickle cell. It was a lot of stuff misdirected towards him. And that's a confusing thing too. He didn't. That's why we sat down and talked, and I told him everything that was conspiring, So he felt bad about it, but, it really wasn't on him. But, then again, yeah. And, far as, like, since I'm on the legal side, and like you said, the things of the heart, now, what I am choosing to move forward with is, the lawyer with my other younger son, and this is battle 3 coming up. So
wait, before we go to battle 3, with battle 1, did I recommend any herbs for you last time to help with your son's condition?
I don't think any herbs, no, because we didn't get to talk about he didn't see this coming. He didn't see this coming. What herbs would, I'll write them down.
Well, with the situation with blood clotting, and with your nerves and things of that nature, I want you to go to the figtreeonline.com. The THE fig FIG tree figtreeonline.com, and I want you to get you some Maya, as well as some electric cell food, okay? So you want
Maya.
Maya, 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 Maya.
Okay, that's what I was saying. Yeah, because sometimes it's spelled with an I.
Mm-hmm.
And electro.
Cell food.
Cell food.
It's a
Okay. And that's
combination.
good for sickle cell, I'm guessing.
It's good for
Or
sickle cell.
cells
It's good.
replicating. Mhm.
Yeah, it's good for
Mhm.
sickle cell. It is also good for the central nervous system. You
Mhm.
people that is going, or not even people. The main fact that he's a child, he's still growing, so the
Mhm.
body will more so adapt to the herbs that you're giving him better than if it was an adult. In any event,
Mhm.
but you wanna increase the dosages that is labeled on the particular product because your son is going through a situation. He has sickle cell, and in addition to having the sickle cell symptoms, the central nervous system, it has also been compromised. So in any event, you
Mhm.
want to give him this formula to boost up or enhance the immune system, because it is the immune system that helps to fight off any infection or any bacteria or any weakness that the body is going through. So this
Right.
the electric cell food will be definitely complementary to your son in this particular situation. The Maya deals with blood building, okay,
Mhm.
and it will begin to help the formation of the cell to be round instead of in a sickle shape. I'm not sure
Mhm.
exactly what's his diet like, but green foods or green juice will also complement or reverse this particular situation, because again, you got to approach it holistically. You're already doing the spiritual
Okay.
aspect. You're already nurturing your son. You're giving him, or rather, bringing about good vibration with him. You do have a
Mhm.
spiritual support team, but then what's going on the physical side, right? Physically, you also got to
Mhm.
nurture him. You got to feed the cells. You got to feed the body. That's why this is called cell food. So that's basically what just came through to further assist you with that situation with your child. Okay?
Okay.
Yes, my
Okay.
love. Now, what's battle number 3?
Okay. So, as you know, I was telling you about um, my younger child's
Yes.
father. This is battle 3 for the first two I pretty much won with him damaging my phone. I put on the table through the wall, and the second one's in CPO, but he kept trying to prolong this with the transsexual, the older man, the older transsexual, I should say. That's who he married. I think we were talking about that last time.
Yes.
And so, court-wise, this will be number 3, as technically with the visitation and stuff. So I did hire a lawyer for that. And, he's doing things like trying to get the child support lowered. I found out, sorry about that. I found out that he was, let's see, he was trying to, I guess he put in something to try to get the child support lowered or something like that, which is higher because he's so behind. You know what I mean? And so that's why they raised it. So, I did hire a lawyer for that, and, I know that's going to be a battle, but I hope it's successful because I really don't want my child to be around that. You know how it was the last thing, around that other man. And I'm kind of funny with him being around him because he's pretty much, there's now like a major mistrust there. And it's like, how could you sit there and try to, play lower amount or to your son while you're over here trying to, wine and dine this transsexual man that you don't even know, that you married within 3 or 4 months of knowing. And, I'm just really hoping that this person, that he is married to, that this doesn't continue. I know I can't have no control with that, but I know years to come, you know, say my son in the future, say my son has a football game or something, if he in playing sports or what recital, whatever he may be in, you know, I don't want this thing coming in there. You know, people looking and stuff because we all know it's a man. I mean, you know.
You said people looking.
I mean, you know,
people looking and stuff. Come on, man. What is up with this, man? You know, people looking. Look. Oh my God. Like, oh my God. Look, it's just so embarrassing. I feel you, sis. Yes.
You know, it's already the things that you choose to do is what you choose to do, but it's like he has a 13-year-old daughter. He was married for 10 years. He was married before as well, and it's like you got a 13-year-old daughter. Like, you know, I think there was like one picture, you know, and them all together at some type of birthday party for his adopted son. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's got 2 adopted teenage sons, I'm guessing, or took custody of them, or what have you. But, you know, it's stuff like him going out to buy a truck and posting it on Facebook and stuff like that. And, of course, that's stuff that you need for your case because it can make it even stronger to say, hey, okay, he's got money to, you know, buy a truck. We don't know who brought it, but, you know, this, that, and the third, they going out to eat all the time. He's buying, you know, him gifts and whatnot, you know, not to say that it's like a jealousy thing, but it's like, okay, you can do this, that, and the third for this man. Why are you trying to be stingy when it comes to your child?
No, he's not trying to be stingy. He's being spiteful. It's a difference. It's a difference. Mm-hmm. It's a